Welcome back to Two Wheeler Talk, where we dive deep into the machines that make your heart race and your wheels spin. Today, we're talking about a middleweight cruiser that has managed to stay relevant, stylish, and thrilling for nearly a decade. Yes, it's the 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan S. A bike that continues to challenge what we expect from a cruiser. The Vulcan S has returned for 2025 with subtle but meaningful updates that enhance performance, comfort, and appeal to a wider audience. So, what makes the Vulcan S stand out in a sea of chrome-heavy cruisers and retro-styled power cruisers? It all begins with Kawasaki's unique approach. Instead of sticking to traditional cruiser formulas, Kawasaki gave the Vulcan S its own identity: modern, aggressive, and adaptable to all kinds of riders. At the heart of the 2025 Vulcan S is the tried-and-tested 649cc parallel twin engine, borrowed and retuned from the Ninja 650 and Versys 650. This liquid-cooled dock motor produces around 61 horsepower and 63 Nm of torque, delivering smooth power delivery with a strong mid-range. It's not a thumper or a torque monster like some big cruisers, but what it lacks in sheer grunt, it makes up for in refinement, responsiveness, and versatility. The Vulcan S isn't about raw muscle, it's about intelligent power. The engine feels alive under throttle, especially in city traffic or twisty backroads. You'll notice the throttle response is quick but not snappy, making the ride feel both composed and engaging. And with a 6-speed transmission and a slipper clutch, shifting is buttery smooth. Kawasaki has continued to fine-tune the fueling for 2025, resulting in even smoother transitions across the rev range and slightly better fuel efficiency, now averaging about 22.8-24 km/L depending on how hard you ride. One of the Vulcan S's biggest selling points has always been its Ergo-Fit customization system, and Kawasaki knows better than to mess with a good thing. The 2025 model retains this feature, allowing riders to choose between different foot peg positions, handlebar shapes, and seats to suit their height and reach. Whether you're 5'2" or 6'4", Kawasaki wants you to feel like this bike was made for you, and most riders will agree, it comes close. Styling-wise, the 2025 Vulcan S maintains its modern, aggressive cruiser stance. The low-slung frame, sculpted tank, and minimalist tail give it an urban edge, while the matte and metallic color options this year, like metallic flat raw graystone and ebony black, add a premium vibe. The new LED headlight redesign subtly enhances its face, giving it a more distinctive presence without deviating too far from the previous model. Kawasaki has also slightly revised the instrument cluster. While still a semi-digital unit, it now features sharper graphics and better backlighting, making it easier to read under direct sunlight. A gear position indicator has also been added, finally something many Vulcan riders have wanted for years. When it comes to riding comfort, this is where the Vulcan S really shines. The low 705mm seat height is perfect for shorter riders, and the sculpted seat design offers decent support for longer rides. The suspension setup, consisting of a 41mm telescopic fork at the front and a preload adjustable monoshock at the rear, is tuned more for comfort than sportiness. It soaks up urban potholes and highway imperfections surprisingly well for a bike in this segment. Braking duties are handled by a single 300mm disc up front with a 2-piston caliper, and a 250mm disc at the rear. ABS comes standard in 2025, with improved calibration to provide more consistent performance under hard braking. While it doesn't have dual front discs like some sportier machines, the braking is more than adequate for the kind of riding the Vulcan S is built for. The chassis is one of the Vulcan S's secret weapons. Built around a high-tensile steel perimeter frame, the bike handles far better than your average cruiser. It's nimble in corners, easy to flick through traffic, and surprisingly planted on highways. The bike's low center of gravity helps tremendously with stability, while the long 1,575mm wheelbase gives it great straight-line composure. One small but welcome tweak for 2025 is the improved handlebar damping. Vibrations have been reduced, especially at highway speeds, making for a smoother ride overall. Kawasaki also seems to have worked on the exhaust note, giving it a deeper, throatier sound without resorting to artificial tuning. It's still not as loud as a Harley or Indian, but it has enough growl to feel satisfying when you twist the throttle. Now, let's talk practicality. The Vulcan S has always been a great all-rounder. Whether you're commuting, taking a weekend trip, or doing some spirited backroad cruising, it gets the job done without any drama. The fuel tank holds 14 liters, which may not sound like much, but thanks to decent mileage, it gives you over 300 kilometers of range on a full tank. Storage-wise, there's no built-in luggage, but Kawasaki offers a host of accessories like saddlebags, backrests, and windshields to turn it into a competent light tourer, and the bike is incredibly easy to maintain. The engine is bulletproof, parts are widely available, and Kawasaki's service network is reliable. For beginner to intermediate riders looking for a low-maintenance, confidence-inspiring cruiser, the Vulcan S is still one of the best options out there. Pricing for the 2025 Vulcan S is expected to be around $8,499 in the US market and approximately a superscript 17.20 lakhs ex-showroom in India, depending on the region and local taxes. Considering the build quality, performance, and features on offer, this price point places it squarely in competition with Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650, Honda Rebel 500, and even some entry-level Harley-Davidson models, but few of them offer the same level of modern design, customizability, and everyday usability as the Vulcan S. If you're wondering what's new and worth upgrading to in 2025, the Vulcan S hasn't undergone a radical transformation, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a model that was already great to begin with. The refinements this year are evolutionary rather than revolutionary, but they do improve the overall experience. The slightly tweaked aesthetics, enhanced LED lighting, smoother throttle mapping, and added gear position indicator all contribute to making the 2025 version more refined and user-friendly than ever. So, who is the 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan S for? In a nutshell, anyone who wants the cruiser experience without the cruiser compromise. It's for the rider who wants a laid-back seating posture without sacrificing performance. It's for the commuter who needs a manageable machine that's not boring. It's for the weekend warrior who loves the aesthetics of a cruiser but wants the agility of a standard motorcycle. And most of all, it's for the rider who values customization, comfort, and modern design in a reliable package. The 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan S is proof that you don't have to ride something massive to enjoy the open road. It offers the perfect balance between power and practicality, style and substance. Kawasaki continues to keep the Vulcan relevant, not by chasing trends, but by doubling down on what makes it unique: its ability to adapt, its comfortable ergonomics, and its sport bike DNA cleverly hidden beneath a cruiser shell. So whether you're a first-time buyer looking for your first big bike, or an experienced rider wanting a chilled-out daily cruiser that doesn't feel like a boat, the Vulcan S deserves a spot on your test ride list. It doesn't shout for attention, but once you ride it, you'll get exactly why it's one of the most respected and versatile cruisers in the market today. That's it for today's in-depth review of the 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan S. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to Two Wheeler Talk, and let us know in the comments what bike you want us to review next. Until next time, ride safe, ride smart, and keep the throttle rolling.